Are you willing to live your life for Jesus now? Handa ka bang isuko kung ano man yung mga bagay na alam mong hindi ka lugod-lugod sa Panginoon na ginagawa mo? Tinawag ka ba ni Lord to serve Him? Are you willing to step up and heed His call? So good evening. Once again, I'm here to share to you again our daily devotion. So today is a very productive day and very blessed day indeed kasi we have celebrated yung 10th year anniversary ng women ministry namin sa church and also Thanksgiving or Christmas party. Ang saya, so nakaka-bless yung message. So it's how we will shine our lights as a vessel of instrument for God's glory and how we will share Jesus to the people around us. So we connect din siya sa verse na i-share ko ngayon. It's about 1 Peter chapter 4 na po tayo. So, i-encourage dito ni Peter that the believer should also live for the Lord. Kung si Jesus man ay nagsuffer for us, for our sake, kahit na wala siyang kasalanan, we are not exempted also. May mga pagdadaanan din tayong trials and suffering, and we are taught here by Apostle Peter how to respond in a godly way. Kung ano yung dapat nating maging perspective, diba? So, share ko na po sa inyo yung 1 Peter 4, chapter 1 to 8. So, himay-himay po ulit natin yung verse. So, medyo mahaba siya. 1 Peter 4, 1 to 8. Since therefore Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourselves with the same way of thinking, for whoever has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. So as to live for the rest of the time in the flesh, no longer for human passions but for the will of God. For the time that is past suffices for doing what the Gentiles want to do, living in sensuality, passions, drunkenness, orgies, drinking parties, and lawless idolatry. With respect to this, they are surprised when you do not join them in the same flood of debauchery and they malign you. But they will give account to Him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. For this is why the gospel was preached even to those who are dead, that though judged in the flesh the way people are, they might live in the spirit the way God does. The end of all things is at hand. Therefore, be self-controlled and sober-minded for the sake of your prayers. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Ganda po, no? So, let's now dive into the word and himay-himayin po natin ibig sabihin or yung context ng verse na to. So, yung verse 1 po na sinasabi dito, yan, Christ suffered in the flesh. So, yung suffering daw ni Jesus becomes our ultimate mindset. Para bang sinabi dito na, ano ba yung naging attitude ni Jesus in the suffering? Di ba si Jesus endured, He persevered, di ba? He, make it till the end. He obeyed. So, Peter says, to arm ourselves with Christ's attitude is to choose obedience even when it's very painful. Di ba? To choose obedience even though it's unreasonable. Diba? So, ironically speaking, talaga, ang pag-obey, minsan requires us to step out of our comfort zone or neglect pain, ganyan. Hindi naman sa baliwalain ito, pero talagang by all means, magsusunod ka talaga kay Lord even though mag-suffer ka. Then, verse 2, as to live for the rest of the time in the flesh, no longer for human passions, for the will of God. So, nababago po yung ating tinuturo dito na talikuran na natin yung ating mga dating gawi. Yung mga ginagawa natin na hindi nakaka-glorify kay God or yung mga ginagawa natin that pulls us away from the Lord. A Christian lifestyle changes. So, we should no longer live for the old sinful behaviors because we now live for the will of God, not fleshly passions. Actually, mahirap tong gawin, no? Pero, kailangan natin talaga tong sundin. Third verse, for the time that is past suffices for doing what the Gentiles do. Kasi nga, sinasabi dito, ayan, debauchery is nagpapakasasa sila. Pag sinabing debauchery, yung mga idolatry, mga kamunduhan, yan. So, people may not understand, ayun nga. Tapos yung verse 4, yun nga sabi nga with respect to this, they are surprised when you do not join them in the same flood of debauchery and they malign you. Syempre, kapag nalaman ng mga, halimbawa, dati tayong manginginom, dati tayong babaero, or marami tayong ginagawang na marami mga barkada tayo na kasama natin sa kalokohan natin. Tapos nalaman nilang Christian ka na. Para bang, imamak ka nila. Para bang kakantsawan ka nila. Diba? So, yun nga. People may not understand your transformation. Former friends may mock or fuck pa sasabihin ko, sorry. Former friends may mock or judge when you no longer join their sinful activities. Pero, ano ba mas pipiliin natin? To please people or to please God? Di ba dapat ang aim natin is to please the Lord? Minsan, it will require us, or it will push us to really give up our circle of friends talaga na hindi Christian. Lalo na kung sila yung naghahatak sa atin sa maling gawi. Diba? Siyempre, piliin natin si Lord ngayon. Si Lord yung ipiplease natin, not them. And ipag-pray na lang din natin na masave sila for them to, para mag-reconnect kayo ulit. At least, may mga ganun naging Christian lahat yung barkada. So, magkakasama na ulit sila. Pero, this time, serving the Lord together. And next is, yun, sabi nga, they will give account to Him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. Diba? So, ito yung mga meaning nga. Ayun, si Lord yung ultimate judge. Every person living or dead will give account to Him. Tapos yung huli nga, the end is all near. Sabi nga, diba? The end of all things is near. So, maging self-control daw and sober-minded for the sake of your prayers. And keep loving one another earnestly. Love covers a multitude of sins. So, maikli yung time natin. And it requires us to live with urgency. Prayer requires a sober mind. A distracted, indulgent, uncontrolled life weakens spiritual focus. So, yun nga. Tapos, malapit na dumating si Lord. So, we are being encouraged that we should really live our lives for the glory of God, for the sake of, for the sake of the gospel. Obeying God and live, we should learn to live a life of full of prayer, na talagang, mag-devote na tayo sa Panginoon. Kasi pag kulang ka ng prayer life talaga, nadidisconnect ka talaga kay God. Parang ang dami mong problema sa totoo lang. And mas nahuhumaling ka sa mundo. Kasi it weakens your spiritual focus When you lack prayer life, yung quiet time or Bible reading, pag-aaral ng salita ng Diyos. And last is, love is the greatest priority. Sabi dito, love covers a multitude of sins. So, pagkakaunawa ko dito, halimbawa mo, ang anak nagkasala. Kahit gaano kalaki ang kasalanan, 'di ba? Papatawarin at papatawarin ng magulang kung talagang mahal unconditionally. Gaya ni Lord, pagmamahal ni Lord sa atin, kahit paulit-ulit tayong magkasala, 'di ba? Lagi tayong tinatanggap. At hindi nagbabago yung pagmamahal sa atin ng Panginoon, at paulit-ulit tayong pinapatawad. So love covers multitude of sins, 'di ba? Tapos meron pa doon na like yung paano ka nagpapakita ng grace sa kapwa mo. Halimbawa, yung mga in-example nun sa narinig ko story, kunwari, meron daw tao na ni-rape yung anak niya, then pinatawad niya yung tao na yun. Diba? And imbis na, yung example lang, yung pastor namin, diba si Joy Tanchi, ni-rape siya. Tapos sila Pastor Peter, hindi na nila kinasuhan yun ng rape, pinag-pray na lang nila and pinagpasa Diyos. So, yung love nila for the Lord, yun ang naging dahilan kung ba't sila nakapag-forgive, kung bakit sila nakapagpakita ng grace. Kasi hindi naman nila magagawa yun kung hindi sila rooted talaga kay Christ. So, yung na-cover, sabihin nun, umiral yung, so, ang dami talagang kapag pinapairal natin yung love, marami talagang magbabago. 'Di ba? Talagang it will change the life of a person, and sa pamamagitan na ma-manifest o na-reflect natin yung love ni God sa mga tao sa paligid natin. Love covers, it absorbs, forgives, restores many faults in others. So, ano yung application natin dito sa message na ito? Sa verse na to, ano yung natutunan natin? Wait lang yun . So, we must embrace Christ's mindset. Following Him may include discomfort, sacrifice, or being misunderstood, but it's part of spiritual growth. Diba? Ganun talaga. Kailangan natin na, sabi nga, we should suffer in behalf of Christ. Hindi naman yung literal na paghihirap, pero doon kasi nakikita yung, sabi nga 'di ba, nung mga previous na devotions, doon nakikita yung genuine faith sa mga suffering, sa trials. Our past no longer defines us. It reminds us that we have already spent enough time living in sin. So now is the new life, now is the time for a new life in the Lord. So mga kapatid, ngayon na po ang oras para ibigay ang buhay sa Panginoon. Magiging straight to the point na po ako. Kasi po, now is the time to live your life for Christ, and now is the time to abandon sin, 'di ba? We have already spent enough time sa makasalanang buhay, and time is ticking, time is running out. Malapit na po talagang bumalik si Lord. Marami na po nangyari. Alam niyo nangyari sa Hong Kong naman ngayon, parang Hong Kong ba 'yon? Yung nagkaroon ng sunog ba? So yung mga recent na events na yan, kung mako-connect natin, lahat po yan ay nasa Bible. So the Bible is the final authority. We are not making things up. Hindi po kami ang nagsabi, kundi ang Bible. And mapuprove yan sa mga nangyari po ngayon, na nangyayari na yung mga nakaprophesy doon. So ganun talaga. We expect rejection, 'di ba? Kung may transformation tayo na halimbawa na kapag dati kang wag nating isipin yung sasabihin ng iba. Ginagawa natin yun for the Lord and for ourselves, 'di ba? Kasi kung pagtatawanan ako pag nalaman nilang born again ako, ngayon? Yun yung daan tungo sa buhay Yun yung tama Bakit mas iintindihin natin sasabihin ng ibang tao? So, people may judge our choices when we refuse sinful habits, but God sees our heart and will vindicate us. So, we should live purposefully because the end is near. We should use our time wisely, focusing on prayer, holiness, and God's will. Mas igugol natin yung panahon sa pananalangin. Kasi minsan kung ano yung mga bagay na masarap, temporary lang naman yan. Yes, they are pleasurable, they are good. Pero they are, 'di ba? Pero they are all temporary, and those will not save us. Those will not grant us eternal life. 'Di ba? Yung magbibigay ng buhay sa atin, yung bagay na iniiwasan natin. Like yung relationship kay Lord, yung mga bagay na binabaliwala natin, yun talaga yung kailangan natin. So, let us keep our hearts clear for prayer. We should discipline our mind to connect to God more clearly. Talaga every day in our lives. Kailangan talaga po, importante ang prayer. Hindi naman kailangan perfect ang prayer Kahit yung mag-pray ka lang ng maikli, kung ano lang yung nasa heart mo, hindi mo kailangang memorizing, hindi kailangan ulit-ulit. Kung ano yung nasa heart mo, kung ano yung gusto mong sabihin kay Lord. And to create a relationship with Lord, it requires intimacy. It requires honesty. It requires daily, daily. Di ba pag meron tayong asawa, meron kang jowa, araw-araw mong kausap. O doon kayo lumalalim, di ba? Ganoon din kay Lord. Kailangan makipag-usap ka araw-araw sa Kanya. Maging open nga kayo sa isa't isa. Kasi pag nakipag-usap pa kay Lord, sumasagot naman siya So, ang relationship, it takes, parang it takes two to tango. Two-way process yan. Kasi, hindi naman pwedeng si Lord lang yung, kailangan dalawa talaga. Kailangan rin tayo sa Kanya. Meron tayong participation. So, yun nga, love above everything else. Pinaka-importante, naalala ko yung sa, Corinthians 13, but in all this, faith, hope, love remains, but the most important of all this is love. Diba? So, importante, our relationship should be marked by patience, forgiveness, and understanding. When others fails us, we should choose love instead of bitterness. Ayan. Thank you, Ann.
You're welcome.
Talagang pairalin natin lagi yung pag-ibig sa kapwa, hindi lang sa family. It's easy to love the people around us. Family, those who are easy to love, 'di ba? Yung mga asawa mo. Pero minsan difficult people din sila 'di ba? Madaling mahalin yung mga taong maganda pinapakita sa iyo. Pero what about those who are difficult to approach, difficult to love? Yun ang test. 'Di ba? Kasi ganun ang ginawa ni Lord sa atin. We are all difficult to love. Tough love yung binibigay ni Lord sa atin. Napakahirap nating mahalin, titigas ng ulo natin. 'Di ba? Lagi tayong nagkakasala sa Kanya. Lagi tayong gumagawa ng mga bagay na hindi kalugod-lugod sa Kanya. 'Di ba? And I'm not saying this because I'm perfect. But I'm saying this kasi isa ako sa mga taong 'yon na matitigas ang ulo, promise. Grabe po, ang tigas ng ulo ko. Alam ni Lord yan. Sa talagang napakadami ko pong nagawang pagkakamali, pagkakasala sa Panginoon. Pero napakabuti ng Lord sa akin. Nandito pa rin ako ngayon. In everything that I went through, He allowed me to overcome those for me to give this for me to testify about His grace, goodness, and faithfulness in my life, and to my family as well, to the people around me. Nag-overflow kasi kapag experience mo yung grace ni Lord sa buhay mo, and you, 'di ba, you live it out, yung paano sinabuhay mo, yung pag-ibig ng Diyos. Magkakaroon ng ripple effect. So, lahat ng tao sa paligid mo, they will benefit from it din eh. Ma-experience na si Lord through your life. So, iyon po. Napakaganda ng mensahe na to. Yan din po yung message kanina sa church, sa Women to Women Ministry. How will you shine your light in the next season of your life, next year? What will you start doing and what will you stop doing for the Lord? 'Di ba? How will you step up in pursuing your relationship kay Lord? So, ang purpose natin is to shine the light, 'di ba? And to be a blessing to the people around us. Of course, to be a vessel of instrument for the glory of God. Hindi tayo nilagay, you are here for a purpose. God placed you in this area, or dito ka nilagay ni Lord for this specific place, kasi dyan ka magbo-bloom, dyan ka niya gustong mag-minister, dyan ka niya gustong lumago, dyan ka niya gustong mag-serve sa Kanya. So, assess mo mabuti, ano yung dapat kong gawin? How can I serve God in where I am right now, 'di ba? So, hindi aksidente ang lahat. Ba't ba ako nandito? Napunta ako sa lugar na to, dito ako nagtrabaho, nandito ako sa bahay. Kahit nasa bahay ka, isipin mo lagi ano yung pwede mong gawin for you to serve God and for you to glorify Him in your season right now, kung nasan ka ngayon. So, yun lang po. I hope that this message encourage you, and let's start doing let's start to pursue now our relationship with the Lord, and let's give our lives for His glory and honor. So, yun lang po. Thank you and good night. God bless.